everybody, welcome to Get Busy Watching! I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Welcome to part 1 of my rapid fire for all the movies that I saw in June. Let's get started. Ana de Armas seeks vengeance against Dean Keaton for the murder of her father. Alright, I dig it. It's obviously no John Wick, but it works and Anna kicks ass. I was a tad worried that Len Wiseman's directing wouldn't match with the world established here, and while the action isn't always the same as what Chad Stahelski brought to the table, most of it is that classic John Wick style. Up close and personal gunplay, creativity, if not a bit ridiculous in the third act, though still wildly entertaining. The plot is a bit predictable, and there are some subplots thrown in that amount to precisely dick, and a slight waste of certain talents like Norman Reedus, who only has one good scene. But other than that, it's a solid addition to the John Wick world, and I wouldn't mind a sequel with Anna. It's not the best written in the franchise, but it pulls its weight in bullets. I recommend it. My honest rating for Ballerina, a 4 out of 5.
You want to win? Improvise. Adapt.
Fenster without McManus is hunted by assassins and tries to bond with his nun daughter. 242 Usual Suspects references, baby! Also, Wes Anderson. Yeah, it's fun. As to whether or not the movie is good, I can never tell with Wes. His movies are so beyond bonkers and kooky that I never care if the plot makes sense or flows well. I just enjoy his directing style so much and the unorthodox deadpan acting from his cast. One of my favorite scenes is when Benicio and Riz Ahmed are playing basketball with gangster brothers Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston. Mia Threppleton is a wonderful addition, though I find it kind of a bummer that this movie had Bill Murray play God for all of 2 minutes. Hilarious as that is. It's Wes Anderson. If you know, you know. Me, myself, I felt perfectly entertained. My honest rating for The Phoenician Scheme, a 5 out of 5.
Who shot you?
Terrorists from out of town. Help yourself to a hand grenade.
Jai Courtney is a serial killer who kidnaps lone women to the middle of the ocean and records feeding them to sharks. This was pretty fun. Okay, it's not redefining anything, but it's just the right amount of camp. Jai Courtney found his niche playing homicidal, big personality douchebags, and he is clearly having the time of his life, reveling in his nautical knowledge, acting like he's everyone's intellectual superior, but will dance around in his underwear like a dude bro version of Buffalo Bill. Even Hassie Harrison as the lead is awesome, as the two characters have this perfect back and forth rivalry of her trying to escape and always being so close only for Jai to thwart the efforts. And each new attempt costs each other to spill more blood until they're both running on fumes. There are unnecessary romance elements, some of the meta references were tiring, but I let it go because it's such a great ride. I appreciate a lot that this did. If a slasher with sharks sounds interesting to you, I say give this a shot. My honest rating for Dangerous Animals, a strong 4 out of 5.
Tell me that ain't the greatest show on earth.
Three warriors from different time periods that defeated predators converge to fight each other on the Predator homeworld. This was a lot of fun. I mean, definitely some elements don't mesh as well as others, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Of the three stories, about the Viking warrior, the Japanese ninja, and the American pilot, the ninja was my favorite. There was very little dialogue and completely reliant on expressions and body language. The only one that didn't work was the World War II American pilot, who was a little too annoying. Even that was offset by how different it was to see airborne combat with a Predator. Though I think it does a disservice to Predators because they keep fucking dying from vastly inferior warriors. And if this cocky pilot can take one down, the mystery and mystique of what they are is the lesser of their problems. Still, when the plot lines finally come together, things don't let up and certainly ends in a pretty epic, if not a forced way. Predator fans are gonna get a decent kick out of this. If you have Hulu, I recommend it. My honest rating for Predator, Killer of Killers, a 4 out of 5.
There's something else up in the sky, and it's not human.
A young Viking dragon hunter ends up befriending a dragon he names Toothless, causing tension with his people and his village chief father. I'm floored. It's not bad. As good as the original? No, but holy moly, it's pretty good. My one complaint is Mason Thames as Hiccup. He's just not scrawny and wimpy enough to play him. Oh, he's gonna be a dead ringer in the sequels, but in this first installment, Hiccup's sickly and weak frame is part of his character arc, and it gets lost in translation as Thames is a handsome dude. And the flying sequences are better in the animated original. Not by much, but they are. As for everything else, it's spot on. Astrid is a lot of fun, Toothless is cute and ported over into live action perfectly. Oh my god, Gerard Butler hasn't lost any of his charm and awesomeness as Stoic. The other dragons are faithfully recreated as well, though I would have liked to see some more original dragons, and yes, some of the emotions land. Ain't it funny how the only good live action remakes are dragon related? I recommend it. My honest rating for How to Train Your Dragon, a 4 out of 5.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
A non-linear story of the world's ending and the life of a celebrated dying man named Chuck, depicting his adulthood and young life. Wow. This hit me like a freight train. Why are the best Stephen King adaptations not the scary ones? This is definitely one of the more cerebral flicks in King's catalog, as I don't think you're supposed to take any of it literally. The movie opens on Chiwetel Ejiofor and Karen Gillan wondering who the hell this Chuck dude is and why his retirement is such a celebratory thing when the universe is ending. Then we get the big moment where we see Tom Hiddleston dance to a drum solo with the criminally underrated Annalise Basso, and their dance almost made me cry with happiness. There are so many of these moments scattered throughout the flick. This deserved its own dedicated review. Definitely one of my favorite films of the year so far. My honest rating for The Life of Chuck, a 5 out of 5.
Every year that you live, that world will get bigger and brighter.
Sheriff James Bond defends an innocent young man from Sam Jackson who wants his monkey fighting gold from this Monday to Friday town. It's not bad. Not every day that Jackson plays a villain. Kind of unfocused at times, but it's a Western. Brosnan is always a reliable leading man, so him as this sheriff who's trying to do the right thing in a town of folks that define the right thing differently makes him a compelling protagonist. His wife is a badass, Jackson as the villain absolutely stole the show, and this may be because I'm riding off the heels of seeing Rust, but the action is pretty good, if not underwhelming coming off the heels of seeing Ballerina. I think there's too much focus on the hunt of a Native American woman who doesn't add much to the overall story, and not enough focus on this hunt for some mythical town gold. It's like this movie started life as a short, but then some damn fool tried to turn it into a feature length with way too much padding to compensate. It's not bad. I've certainly seen worse out of the Western genre, but I say save it for a streaming service. My honest rating for The Unholy Trinity, a strong 3 out of 5.
Not every man who's known is loved.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for part 2 of my rapid fire for June. In the meantime, hit that like or dislike button. All engagement is welcomed. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. And as always, have a great day, stay safe and healthy out there, and hope to see you soon.